Little quick tidbit before I start this video, before y'all go watch it, I kind of started the video and I was going to do a review on this bootleg animated series, Venom. I got a little sidetracked doing that, and you'll see from the rest of this video. And I kind of got into the conversation and giving my opinion and thoughts on collecting bootlegs and knockoffs. And that's kind of what this video turned into. It's supposed to be a Venom review, but I am going to do that separate. And I might just go ahead and post this as a little separate video because I am curious as to people's feelings and thoughts on buying bootlegs and knockoffs and stuff like that. But here's the rest of the video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning into the channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is the Stone Mandalorian. I'm the Stone Mando, or you can call me Cody, whatever you prefer. And today we'll be taking a look at a bootleg from AliExpress. And today I have the animated series Venom on the old style retro card back. And all in all, looks pretty good, man. I'm very impressed. For 21 bucks, man, with shipping and tax from all the way from China. It took about a week to get here. Not too bad, man, considering that the actual legit Marvel Legends Venom is kind of priced in the aftermarket right now, like anywhere from 45 to 65 bucks or 60 bucks. Maybe even higher. I've seen a couple, little bit more than I'm willing to pay for an action figure. And I've seen somebody commenting on, I was doing a little bit of research on these bootlegs, and you know, knockoffs get kind of a bad rap. Some knockoffs are actually very decent, but some people kind of give people a hard time for buying knockoffs or bootlegs, if you will, bootlegs. But like I was reading a Reddit thread, and somebody was asking if there's any major differences between the bootleg and the legit Venom. Seen somebody asking about kind of like what I'm sitting here thinking is the bootleg version worth it? Do I want to spend $50, $60 on, let me say this loosely, on a piece of plastic? And I don't mean that disrespectfully, because as you can see, this is a plastic crack right here. I love me some plastic. But do I really want to spend $50 on a 6.5, 7-inch action figure, or a 6-inch line? You get what I'm saying. When I could pay slightly below retail for what it came out for a non-authentic version, but it holds up well with the authentic version. To me, it's just like what the guy said, something like, "Why would you get the poor man's version?" Because motherfuckers are poor, dude. Not everybody's just got a bunch of money to spend and to go all willy-nilly with. Some people are like on a budget and like want to get some enjoyment out of something and only have a certain budget to work with. And we don't all make 6 figures a year, or some people have kids. Some people take care of their parents. You don't know anybody's like situation and struggle, so you need to shut the fuck up. That shit kind of pissed me off, honestly. Why would you want to get the poor man's version? Which, like, at the same time, I understand, like, if you can get the legit one, that's 9 times out of 10, you're going to be better off getting the authentic version of something. But to me, it was just like, I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, who the fuck are you to be ridiculing for somebody for wanting to get a bootleg version of an action figure, comparatively when, like I said, I got this one for 21 bucks all the way from China. Granted, it took like a week to get here, and it looks pretty freaking amazing, man. I can guarantee you I'm gonna be almost, if not just the same, just as much happy as if I was to open the real one, because this thing, it looks very close. I've watched a couple reviews. There's not that much of a difference between the authentic Marvel Legends and the bootlegs from AliExpress, other than like I said, slight paint variations, loose joints, stuff like that. But as far as like even the package and small little minute details like that, but as far as anything else goes, who the fuck are you to judge somebody for wanting to buy a non-authentic, cheaper version? Because that's all they can afford, and they want some representation for Venom, or not even Venom, for any character. Like what's the one? I just started getting into Marvel Legends this year because of the X-Men 97 rebooted. Sparked my whole like I've always had a soft spot for X-Men because me and my brother grew up watching it. But the X-Men 97 reboot kind of uncovered the underlying love I had for Marvel. Star Wars will always be my number one passion. But that being said, the like 80 years of Hulk or whatever, it's like a really kind of pricey figure on the aftermarket, and they have some knockoff versions on AliExpress of some couple of different versions of Hulk. Like I said, I just started getting into Marvel Legends of March of this year, 2024. So I'm not as knowledgeable about Marvel Legends as I am the Black Series. But that being said, why are you going to ridicule for somebody because they can't afford a $60 piece of plastic to put on their shelf when the $20 one is damn near identical and almost as good? Like, people like that just really aggravate me, dude. Like, you could like post a status of something you did, and you'll have 100 motherfuckers like it and like, yeah, way to go, dude. You're on the right track. You're doing great. Then you got one motherfucker, all like somewhere in the fucking comments, gotta be like always hating or saying some like unnecessary ass shit. There's always that one in the bunch, man. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say, I didn't even mean for it to turn into this. Like I said, I was reading that Reddit thread and I was just kind of like, why is this dude so uptight about a dude wanting to buy a bootleg figure? But spend your fucking money on what makes you fucking happy. Fuck everybody else, dude. Fuck everybody else. If somebody is that bent out of shape because somebody wants to buy a fucking like a knockoff version of a fucking figure, an action figure, like, dude, these are toys. I feel like sometimes people get so sucked into this collecting thing, like they just take it too seriously, man. Like, this is supposed to be fucking enjoyable. We're supposed to be like happy and enjoying our collection, not trying to spend empty our wallets for unnecessary reason. You know, it's supposed to be enjoyable. And people like that, man, they're just fun sponges. They just suck all the fun out of hobbies and interests and passions like this that people have. But then again, there's people like me and plenty of others in the community who have opinions and criticisms, which is different than bitching and complaining and just having straight up toxicity and negativity. There is a fucking difference. But there are people like me and many others in the community that have good vibes and don't take this shit so fucking seriously. I didn't mean for it to turn into this, but it's just something that was bothering me, man. Like, I did a review on, if you haven't checked it out, it got like 2.2 thousand views in like the first week or some shit. I got some bootleg Ninja Turtles, TMNT NECA. They're not really NECA. I got some bootleg TMNT Turtles off Walmart. I didn't realize that at first until as I was doing my review, and I started catching things that was not, and it was actually the packaging that I was looking at. I was like, wait, that looks kind of weird. Maybe these could be fake. And then obviously I did some research and went down that rabbit hole. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it because it seems like a lot of people like it. I got a lot of subscribers and a lot of views from it. But that being said, those NECA Turtles are not that. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm just going to take y'all with me real quick. These NECA Turtles are not that bad. You can see them right behind me. Sorry if I look a little greasy or sweaty. I just got off work. I work outside for a living, and it's hot in South Carolina down here. But like, look at these turtles, dude. Like, now, are they as nice as the legit NECA Turtles? No. There's some sloppy paint on here. The articulation is very loose. Some of the accessories fit a little funny, plugging them in. But other than that, dude, like, I have no complaints, man. And I was happy to open them up. I was giddy and I was enjoying it. So, like, that's what matters is how you're happy. And if it's a cool figure, who cares? Like, people will comment and be like, oh, is this I love this figure. It's so great. And I get the concern because you want to know what you're buying is authentic or if it's not. You as a buyer and consumer deserve the right to know what you're buying. People will be like, oh, I love this figure, but I'm starting to realize I notice some differences. Is it fake? If so, then I want to return and get which is fine. That's totally cool. Like, you deserve to know what you're buying. And if you want the real one, you deserve to be able to purchase the real one and know it's legit. Or vice versa. If you want the bootleg, you should know it's the bootleg and you're buying a bootleg and not an authentic Marvel Legends line or Black Series, NECA, whatever. But that being said, I seen somebody comment on it and I love their comment. It says something like, well, you just answered your own question. If it's worth it. You said you loved it when you opened it, right? That should be all that matters. Who cares if it's not the authentic, genuine Hasbro or whatever, you know? Like, if it made you happy and you enjoyed opening it up, that's the only thing that matters. If you're getting enjoyment at it and it brought you happiness, that is what makes it worth it. And then obviously they commented back and they were like, yeah, you got a point. I was like, yeah, that's the way collecting. I don't want to say it. I have no right to tell you how to collect. Or like, if you want to collect for monetary value, go right ahead. If you want to collect, whatever reason you collect, no collector has the right to tell another collector like, oh, you shouldn't collect inbox, or why are you opening those figures? You should keep it. Fuck all that. Nobody has any right to tell any other collector how to collect. It is your collection for a reason. You collect it as you see fit. You make it your own. But like I said, I wasn't even trying for it to turn into this. This video was supposed to be the review for this figure, but then I just got sidetracked and I was just thinking like, I kind of got a couple weird, not nasty comments, but like negative comments about the TMNT turtles. Like I had one comment on there and they were like, one was saying like, oh, those look horrible. I shouldn't have bought those or whatever. I was like, dude, they're not even that bad. Like I've seen some more, like I said, I did some research on it, went down the rabbit hole. I seen some knockoffs that were really bad. Like the eyes were like all cockeyed and crooked. The accessories were and I'll go into more depth of all that in the review. Like I said, go check that out. I really appreciate it. But like he was like, "Oh, those look horrible." I was like, "Dude, they're actually not that bad." And like like I said, you could post something good and have 100 positive people feedback with positive feedback, and then you have that one negative one. Literally, the rest of those comments were like, "Oh, those are knockoffs. They actually look pretty good," or "Those are better than the ones that I got." Having all these positive comments about how decent they actually are, and then that one like, "Oh, they look horrible." Like, dude, who are you? Like, just and there's a way to go about it. I'm not opposed to criticism or like people saying their opinion. I'm fine with that. But there's a way to go about it, man. It's not what you say, it's how you say it a lot of the time. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. But like I said, I didn't even mean to get started on this, but it was just something that has kind of come to my attention when I got those NECA turtles, and my video just did so well, and I wasn't expecting that. I'm a Star Wars, mostly Black Series focused channel, but it just really surprised me about the kind of hate that people give over somebody spending their money that they worked for on something that they want, and it does not affect you at all. So why are you getting your panties in such a twist? You know what I mean? But I could probably talk about this for another 30 minutes, but I'm not going to do that because then it's going to get to the point where I'm bitching instead of complaining. And I've said this on my channel before. There is a difference between bitching and complaining. When you're bitching, you're just sitting there like spreading negativity and you're talking about all the things that are bad and aren't going to work, but you're not posing a solution or trying to fix the problem. Whereas complaining, it kind of goes along the sides of criticism. You're saying these things to make a point and to make things better and to try to find a solution to a means to an end, to succeed at your goal or achievement, whatever that may be. So there's a difference between bitching and complaining. But before I get started on anything else, because I will, I'm going to call it there. And those are my opinion. That's kind of like my small tidbit opinion on buying bootlegs or knockoffs and stuff like that. Main thing is, buy what you fucking want. If it makes you happy and you like it and it looks cool on the shelf and it's, in your opinion, it's worth the money and you're not spending too much on something that's not authentic, who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, man. Leave me some comments down below. Tell me how you feel about knockoffs. Like, are you one of those people who like hate on others because they don't buy authentic stuff? Like, or are you kind of like, it is what it is. Don't want to spend too much on something authentic. You know, well, basically what I've said in this entire little video here. But tell me how you feel. I'm really interested in to see how other collectors feel. Like, are y'all cool with bootlegs? And like I said, as long as you know what you're buying, us as a consumer, we deserve that right. But tell me how y'all feel. I'm really interested to hear other people's opinions on that because I was just very flabbergasted at what I read on that thread. People giving that guy such a hard time about a bootleg, you know. But like I said, tell me what you think. You know, if you're watching this, I'd really appreciate it. That's all I have to say for now. Appreciate you tuning into the video. May the force be with you.